Right, time for the afternoon challenge. I'm going to start by labelling parts from that song that you just did for Boogie Time. So we've got head, but we've already labelled that one, didn't we? After head it was your shoulders, and they're at the top of your body up here, aren't they? So I'm going to label shoulders, head, shoulders, knees. I'll label where my knees are. Down here where your legs bend. Got your knee, shoulders, knee, and toes, wasn't it? So I'll label my toes. Oh, I look like a dinosaur. And your toes. Right, while we've got the pencil and this diagram out, because I think today will be the last time we learn about the body together, let's just put in where the heart was. Do you remember it was in between the lungs? And did you notice it didn't have like a heart shape like we think of when we draw love hearts? So write the heart. Okay, now what I might do is, while we're here, is draw some bones over the top. Now what do you think those bones are? They're my ribs, aren't they? Just draw that over the top. If you use colour, it might make it easier so you can see which bit is which. But the ribs, ribs, you can sound that one out, can't you? Right, let's just do some ones that we should know really. So we know that here we've got our fingers, haven't we? Wiggle your fingers. And the fingers are on your hands, your hand. What's this bit here called? Between your arm and your hand. Right here, can you see? I'm rolling mine here. It's your wrist. And then we just mentioned arm, didn't we? Your arm. Now, you know where we said the knee here, and where it bends? Well, your arms bend, don't they? And what do you call the part here where it bends? Do you know? It's your elbow. Elbow. Okay. Now, are there any other bits? Ah, here. Now, some of you might call it the tummy. And use the word stomach. And it's where all your food goes down to, isn't it? Gets digested into the body, broken down. And then let's go down the body a bit more. Of course, we can label these as the legs. Now, if you did the bones, the skeleton part, what do you call this part here between your foot? I might write that now when I think of it. Your foot and your leg, you've got your ankles. So maybe with your family you can point out those different parts of your body on each other. Okay? And then what we're going to do today is think about the next sense that we have. So when we explored our head, we found 4 senses, didn't we? Can you remember what's the sense we have here? A sense of sight. What's your nose for? A sense of smell. So that's 2 senses, sight, smell. What was your tongue for inside your mouth? That helped you with a sense of taste. And then your ears, they have a job for one of the senses. And that's for hearing, so that's 4. Now your face can do the 5th one because you have 5 senses, but all over your body you have this 5th sense. And we often think of our hands, the most of the time when we think of this sense, is because it's to do with touch, okay? The sense of touch, what you feel on your skin. So even if you touch up here, you can feel it, can't you? You can feel it on your face. But when we think of the sense of touch, just because we touch things with our hands, we'll think about it from that aspect, okay? Now, in the link below, there is actually a video that will teach you lots about the skin and its important job. And of course, that's all over your body, and it has more than the job of just touching and feeling. So if you watch the video, you can watch it now or a bit later, you'll learn about how it looks after your body, protects you, and it helps you keep your temperature. If you watch it, it's got interesting things, and it will talk to you about the messages as well that get sent to your brain, a bit like the same as when we're talking about the messages that go from your sense of sight, when you smell something, when you hear something. Do you remember all those signals that get sent to your brain? So the same when you touch or feel things, all right? Now, what I thought we would do this afternoon is we'll use a non-fiction book to help us find out about the sense of touch. So here's a non-fiction book. Do you remember a non-fiction book gives us information? And we have used the internet a lot to find out facts, but it's also important to be able to go to a library or use any non-fiction books you've got at home to find information as well. Now, I've chosen this book because it's called The Body. And I know it's a non-fiction book because look, there's photographs of real things. It's not like it's got a princess or a dragon on the front. So let's find out about our sense of touch. So the front of a non-fiction book, can you think what you would often find? You'd often find a contents page, and it tells you what the pages are called, the titles, the headings of each page. Because not like in a storybook, you'd have to read page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, because you have to know the story in order. You have to know what happens at the beginning and what happens in the middle to find out how the ending's going to happen. But in a non-fiction book, you don't actually have to read the whole book. You just go to the pages that you need. Now, we're going to look up things to do with touch and feeling in our bodies. So let's see. Which of these pages do we think we should go on? This one's called Look at Me. What's on the outside? How do we move? Where does food go? How do we breathe? What is blood? What can you feel? What are eyes and ears for? What can you taste and smell? How do we stay healthy? Now, one of those will help me with the touch one. Do you know which one it was? It's this one. What can you feel? Now, on a contents page, if you go across, it tells you which page you have to go to find out the information. So, what page number do we have to go to? Hey, that's funny, isn't it? Because today we got to number 17 on our number line, and we looked a bit at number 17 in maths again. Right, so page 17. Now, how do you know what page number I'm on? Can you see any clues? Oh, there's a number at the top in this one. Often they're down in the corner, but in this book, look, we're up at the top. So page 11, page 13. Oh, look, we're going up in odd numbers. 15, 17. And the title, the heading of this page says, What can you feel? So let's have a look. This looks like, oh look, someone's hand, look, they're touching things here. This looks like we've got the right page to find out some information. So let's have a read and see what we can find out. So it says, you have 5 senses which tell you about the world around you. We know this, don't we? These are touch, sight, hearing, taste, and smell. You touch and feel things with your skin. Okay, so there's something we can think about. It's a fact. It tells you if things are soft or hard, rough or smooth, hot or cold. Right, let's have a look at those words again. Soft or hard, rough or smooth, hot or cold. So when you touch things, you'll feel those different types of words. So let's have a look over here. We've got, look here, someone's got something nice and soft in their hands, and the opposite of soft would be hard. So if you look, this table feels hard, and over here we've got somebody holding an egg, and they're saying the egg feels smooth, and the opposite of smooth, do you know what it is? It's rough, and this pine cone here is rough. Okay, and we got some other words here. This person says this rabbit, this bear, rabbit, teddy bear thing, is silky feeling. And this hairbrush feels prickly. Okay, so we've got lots of words that we can use to describe when we touch things. So it says here, a fairy toy feels soft and silky. Pine cone feels hard and rough. The skin on your fingers is very good at feeling things. Oh look, this is important to know as well. Some blind people can read special books. They use their sense of touch to read tiny bumps with their fingertips. And this pattern of bumps is called braille. So whereas you would read words with your eyes, all of these little bumps here would be words. And if you were blind, you would know what the words said because each of those bumps would mean something. So we've got 2 different challenges to do with touch this afternoon, okay? One of them is, first of all, go and find some different objects and see if you can describe how they feel and use lots and lots of different words if you can, okay? Which words can you use? Now, I've got a candle here, and I actually had lit this candle earlier. Now, first of all, this jar feels hard. It's very strong. But it also feels very smooth, this glass jar. Imagine that if I dropped it, it wouldn't feel smooth then, would it? It'd feel sharp and spiky. Interesting though, what I found here is at the top of my candle it feels cold. I can feel that, it feels cold, but where the candle was lit earlier down the bottom, it's actually still warm under here, and I know there's like a metal round disc there, and that metal would have kept the heat for much longer than the glass at the top. So I've used my sense of touch to describe this object. So that's your first challenge. Can you describe lots of objects that you've got around the home? Make sure you touch only the things you're allowed to, and don't, touch dangerous things, so be very careful, and describe them. And then the other challenge you could do is, you've tried being a detective using your sense of smell and your taste and hearing. Why don't you get someone to blindfold you this afternoon and give you different objects, and to work out what they are, you've got to feel them. Right? So you might better feel the shape and use those words like soft and hard and rough, and see if you can use your sense of touch to identify the different objects. Okay, so there are your 2 challenges for the sense of touch. And then finally, today is the last day that we're going to explore different parts of the body together. So next Monday we will finish off our body work, and you've got the rest of this week then if you want to find out some information about other parts of the body. It's up to you. You can have a look on the BBC website, look at the same channels that we've been looking on YouTube, and if you've got some non-fiction books, because some of you have been showing me your body books that you've got at home, maybe you can find out some of the other parts, okay? And I'm just going to finish now. I'm going to see if we can add some more parts to our body tabard, and these are ones that you could look up if you wanted to, find out what their jobs are in the body. So this one here, we've got the liver, and then we've got the stomach, where you digest your food. Have a look at what that job, how that happens. I don't know if he's going to stay on. And then we've got our large and small intestines, and then I've also got some kidneys. I've got a kidney this side and a kidney over this side. Now, what are your kidneys for? Okay, so good luck, Puffins. See what you can find out about the body. So on Monday we will end the topic about parts of our body.